When Landon is wandering around the school in the series premiere, he stumbles into the Stefan Salvatore Memorial Library, which is named in honor of Caroline's late husband, who sacrificed himself to stop Catherine from destroying Mystic Falls and killing everyone in the Vampire Diaries finale. The best part of the Memorial Library is that it even includes a special case full of Stefan's belongings, including his journals, daylight ring, and even the necklace he gave to Elena. When MG and Josie are discussing how Lizzie called dibs on Raphael, MG asks Josie if she's upset, to which Josie responded, "It's not a competition." Die-hard TVD fans knew right away this was a great callback to Bonnie's iconic line from the Vampire Diaries pilot when she was speaking with Caroline about Stefan choosing Elena.
It's not a competition, Caroline.
Also in the series premiere, the reason Dorian, the school's librarian, is now subbing in for some magic classes is because the previous teacher accidentally incinerated himself in Hellfire. While this reference to Hellfire is super fun and cheeky, any TVD fans may still be traumatized because Hellfire was what almost killed all of our favorites in the series finale, and what did kill Stefan. After meeting a genie, Lizzie's wish that Hope never came to the Salvatore school is granted. In that world, Lizzie can't help but marvel at the decrepit state of the school, and Josie reveals that Damon and Elena had donated all the money they could, but they have 2 children of their own to take care of. Delana babies. One of them is named Stephanie.
Damon Salvatore has been as generous as he can be, but he and Elena have kids of their own that they need to take care of.
In Lizzie's second and third wish worlds, we also find out that Klaus is still alive, and in her second wish, we see that Klaus is actually on the run from Triad, apparently with his wife, Caroline, according to a newspaper clipping labeling the pair as enemies of the state. When Alaric is researching the merge, we see his notes in the margins of the book, The History of the Gemini Coven, including Kai Parker's name next to paragraphs explaining how the Coven's powers and spells, including prison worlds, were bound to their leader, the last of which was Kai. When MG went missing on spring break, Hope opted to use a family recipe from her mother Haley's wolf pack, the Crescent Pack, to give Raphael an elixir that would allow him to access his wolf mind while still in human form, so they could find out what happened with MG. Originals fans were probably thrilled at this reference to the Crescent Pack, who, in addition to their ability to turn at will, were once under a curse placed on them by Marcel, which meant they were only human during the full moon and had to be in wolf form for the rest of the month. That sucks. Probably the most subtle Easter egg was during Landon's resurrection, when some very perceptive fans noticed that the song playing at that moment, the moment right after Raphael had lost his brother, was the same song that played when Elijah announced his intention to die alongside his brother Klaus in the original season finale. When Lizzie pulls herself out of the running for Miss Mystic Falls, the cherished Vampire Diaries tradition, she nominates Hope in her place. To give Hope some edge in the competition, Lizzie even gives Hope her mother Caroline's dress, which was a gift from Klaus that Caroline wore to the originals ball in season 3. Hope winds up winning the pageant, just like Caroline did in season 1 of Vampire Diaries. When Hope gets involved in Lizzie and Josie's feud, she offers to call her aunt to figure out what's going on with this merge that Josie is researching. And as the original fans know, Freya is Klaus's older half-sister and the eldest of the Michelson siblings, who also happens to be an extremely powerful witch. The elixir Hope gave Raphael to access his wolf mind in human form came with some nasty side effects like losing time and uncontrolled aggression. In order to help him with this, Hope gave Raph what she described as a reverse kyanite ring that she had gotten from a family friend. In the originals, kyanite rings, aka moonlight rings, allowed werewolves to control their transformations at will, and they played a key role in the spinoff's first season. Hope warns Raph, though, that this will allow him to transform into a wolf, but he'll need Hope to turn himself back. In the season finale, when Alaric and Dorian are trying to get back to the Salvatore school, they're somewhat delayed because someone blew up the Wickery Bridge. Any TVD fan knows that the Wickery Bridge is an iconic landmark where Stefan saved Elena in the car accident that killed her parents, and it's the same bridge that she died at after being run off the road by Rebecca, which is ultimately what turned her into a vampire in season 3. And during the Triad invasion, the whole reason students couldn't use their magic was because of a blood fountain created by the Travelers, the worst thing to ever happen in the extended TVD universe. If you block them out, they were the villains of season 4 and 5. They're an old cursed subculture of witches, including Katsia and Silas, Stefan's oldest known doppelganger. Silas and Katsia were the ones who created the spells for immortality and also invented the Passengers, which is basically when the spirit of a witch resides inside a host's body and then takes over when they want, and almost made me quit watching The Vampire Diaries. As the finale title and so many characters like to remind us, there's also no such thing as true immortality because, quote,
there's always a loophole.
This is a direct callback to Hope's conception, which Sophie Devereaux calls one of nature's loopholes because nature always needs to find a balance. The idea of loopholes were also explored a lot in The Vampire Diaries, most famously through the doppelgangers, which was nature's loophole to Silas's immortality, as he explains right before stabbing Stefan. Josie and Lizzie also find a device in the finale that looks extremely familiar, but they can't quite place why they know it. TVD fans know exactly what they discover, and it's an ascendant, specifically the one they helped Bonnie create in Vampire Diaries Season 8 to trap Kai in the karaoke prison world.
Gotta admit, this is impressive.